get a better understanding of this emerging community. And the structures around the world are quite a bit different. The disciplinary structures between the U.S. and Europe, Asia, Australia are quite different. And really trying to get a sense of that. There have been 10 sessions at 10 international conferences. I think the closest one here was in Hong Kong, at Hong Kong Polytechnic, within the past few months. The other thing that's occurring is called the Research on Engineering Education Symposium. This is a new symposium for people who are doing this kind of work. The first one was in Hawaii. The second one was in Switzerland, in Davos, Switzerland. The next one, REACE 2009, is going to be in Queensland. This is an unconference format. There are no presentations, no PowerPoints. People submit works in progress, their emerging research. Others read it before they come to the conference. And then we sit down together and talk about the work. So it's all informal. It's taking what usually happens in the hallways of conferences and moving it into the meeting rooms. They've been very interesting, very interesting. And I know there's some interest here in Malaysia at hosting one of these, which would be marvelous. Okay, so why don't you take a moment, reflect on what you've heard, some of the ideas that have been presented on as this emerging community is beginning to find itself, some of the things that are happening internationally in this area, and just reflect, what are some of the things that you've gained from this brief seminar, potential applications for you, and some of you are already eagerly talking, and then of course, what questions do you have? What's hopefully prompted your curiosity that you'd like to learn more about? So take a moment, reflect individually, turn back to a partner, or just, it sounds like many of you are eager to talk, so I'll just get out of your way. Go ahead, start talking with one another, and then I'll just ask you to share some of your insights, share some of the ideas, applications, and any questions that you have. So, in about 2 minutes. Departments or schools of engineering education in the U.S. are all housed in colleges of engineering. So at Purdue, it's in the College of Engineering. At Virginia Tech, it's in the College of Engineering. At Utah State, it's in the College of Engineering. At Clemson has a College of Science and Engineering. So their Department of Science and Engineering Education is in the College of Science and Engineering. I and several of my colleagues were trying to convince my former university, University of Minnesota, which uses an Institute of Technology model. So it's physical science, mathematics, and engineering in the same college. And I was encouraging our university to develop a STEM education PhD program, which I personally think is a much better way to do this. But it didn't happen. It may still, but it's going to be a while. There are some disciplines where the education piece is housed in a college of education. That's been more typical, I think, for chemistry education. There are only a couple of chemistry education programs in the U.S. that are housed in the school, the School of Science. One of the arguments for why were these housed in engineering, in engineering education, is that if you want traditional engineering faculty to take this seriously, it's got to be in the college. It's got to look like other disciplines. It's got to have PhDs who are doing, high-level research in this area. Even though our colleagues in colleges of education know a great deal about this kind of work, unfortunately, there's a credibility challenge. If you come from a college of engineering, it's hard to get science, math, engineering faculty to take it seriously. I think that's very sad, but that's the way it is in the U.S. And so, you know, when they're in your college, you know, they're a partner department, they're much more likely to get taken seriously. University of Michigan right now is about to develop an engineering education PhD program. And there is a huge debate about whether or not it should be an engineering or an education. Now, the University of Michigan has a more prestigious College of Education than its College of Engineering. You know, it has a world-class College of Education. So some would argue there's a lot of prestige to having engineering education in the College of Education at the University of Michigan. And so we'll see. I mean, and there probably isn't just one model. Again, as I mentioned earlier, my preference would be